everyone, and welcome back. Thank you so much for being here. Really do appreciate it. I hope you're all having a wonderful day and a wonderful night. And continue to have a wonderful day and a wonderful night. Let's go to starting every corner to the most best and wonderful version of themselves. Religion loves you. For Rafua, for Chava Basara, and Izar Bas Noach. Doing Kabbalah, Hisorin, or accepting pain. So that if we ask what's the opposite of pain, people would say pleasure, but it's not. The opposite of pain is no pain, i.e. comfort. Is that, and when people just pursue comfort, life goes downhill. Is that pain is the price that we pay for lasting real pleasure. The whole thing is like hope, no pain, no gain, etc. Is that where the prevalent thing in society is that people grow up with this like Peter Pan syndrome, where they want to never grow up, but they never want to never really take on roles of responsibility and pain. It just, it crumbles. And that real pleasure is inseparable from pain. For example, if you say, if you ask your parents what their greatest source of pleasure is, they'll say it's you. And if you say what's your greatest source of pain, they'll say it's also you. And so is that because the greater the pleasure, the greater the effort that's attained to acquire it. So as it says, as we've said before in Purkei, it says lefum sara agra. It said according to the effort is reward. And then as well, that's why the Torah can only be acquired through this toiling. But it's that, like for example, people who run a marathon, they're so happy about their success because of the amount of pain that it takes to do it. And then as well, it's an illusion to think you can run from pain. Ultimately, the pain of trying to succeed is less painful than the pain of quitting. Is that because the pain of quitting will haunt you for the rest of your life. Is that, remember the saying, pain is passing and results are lasting. Is that don't let the fear of pain restrict you. Is that, like, if you have to give a speech, what's the worst that could happen? People are bored. They're not going to get up and throw tomatoes at you. And then as well, it's that one of the biggest fears that people have is the fear of facing up to life's challenges and conflicts. Because people would rather live in denial than wake up to reality, because it means that they have to change. But it's that if we change earlier, then we can take life on life's terms, rather than waiting and then having it hurt a lot more when reality finally confronts us, especially if it's too late for us to do anything about it. But one of the best ways to get rid of pain is to forget about it and focus on pleasure. For example, like in a basketball game, if you take away the basketball from a basketball game, they're not going to run for that as long as they do with the basketball. They've run so long because they just focus on the basketball, focus on the ball. And so is that focus on the pleasure, not on the pain. It's like if you're having dinner and then you realize someone forgot the salt, if you say, oh, someone forgot the salt, and you focus on that, that undermines the entirety of the rest of the dinner. Is that if you focus on the 1% of things you think could be better about a situation, you completely undermine and forget the 99% of it that's amazing. And that many relationships as well sour for the same reason, is that people focus on the 1% of things that they want to look at negatively. So learn to focus on the goodness amid the pain, and you'll discover the maximum pleasure that life can offer. And a practical takeaway is that make a list of things that you're afraid of. Articulate the fear and scrutinize it, using your ability to reason. Pick an item on the list, accept the pain it involves, and set out to tackle it. So thank you so much for listening, and I hope you all have a wonderful day and a wonderful night.